Welcome to EVE Online, I'm Major Freak, and this is going to be about my OMNM price index. Real quick, easy, been doing them for over a decade, back when Cribber was, had his evefiles.com, and Noir was hogging his bandwidth. Okay, so, Tritanium, I won't go into the details of all this. I did it in my once a year, my first one actually, episode 1, a couple of weeks ago of State of the Economy, and I've updated it with comments, and in the description it's got a wealth of information that will make you understand that it's just lots of the chief economists. I watched all his videos and it was like, it's really informative. So check out the comments and the description of that one. For now, this is just how I do my my index, and I've always done it. I've never trusted anything else because it never really looked at the broad market, and unfortunately with the February 11th, with the February's nerf announcement, prices just went bananas, and it was no longer a competition between Amar, Renz, Dodixie, and Cheetah and Perimeter. It was just full on the Forge. It was just, all the prices just went bananas in the Forge, and the best place to sell for me, because I don't do industry, is the Forge. So I'm just pretty much copycatting what Celestes. If you don't know Celestes, go Celestes Eve, and that's your go-to for prices. But for me, I'm just stubborn and I like doing it. And until things stabilize and get back to competitive market, I'm just going to cheat and just do JITA without checking the other markets like I usually used to do. Okay, so I was expecting it to be 10. It's not. It won't be, I don't think. It's only speculative. That's what the chief economist said. Once the patch, every patch announcement just jumps in price and goes down. So I am not holding my breath for like 10 again. It almost got to 10. Like I thought I was going to plateau at, but no. So here we go. Midweek, I always do it midweek, and it's pretty good, but it's dropped in value, the Veldspar, for sure. The exciting thing about it is that Gneiss is now king again. I love it. Back when I started moon mining, and I was away for a while. I got back in September 2018. I hadn't been playing for a while. I try and unsub, and this game sucks, and so I came back in September 2018 and went, what W2F mining ABCs and HiSec? Are you nuts? And then and Rorquals? I was just like, really? And like Orca's just rampaging all over mine. It was like, this dumb. But yeah, Gneiss is back. It's great. How I do this stuff is I look at the highest volume with the highest price within 4 jumps of the market hubs, and I've got like 4 characters up, and I check all the markets, see who's fighting, and it's mostly outside of the Forge for a while, since I started doing this upgraded OMNM index since the beginning of 2019. It seemed that any other market than the Forge was better for minerals, mostly. There was some fighting in wage wars, and especially when perimeter started to flex its muscles. But other than that, it was pretty competitive. The moon minerals, not so much. It's outlying cases, one-off kind of things for very short-term period. But mostly, if you've got this stuff to sell, Jita and perimeter, hands down, basically. I don't even bother checking anymore. It's just, yeah, huh? Okay, done. Minerals, yes. Ice products, very much so competitive. Very competitive. It's always been the case that I think liquid ozone and Dodixie, best place. I think strontium for selling. You know, this is all about selling, right? But I don't do the seller's market ever. That's just silly, and that's why I don't like other sites. That's why I do it myself, because I go for, okay, are you accounting for the best max volume? Is it being tweaked? Is there somebody trying to game the market? I look at it and go, okay, that's not gaming the market. I can depend on this price not moving for a bit, so I'll go with this price. It's within 4 jumps, and yeah, and that's how I do it. And I plug it all in. I'll go through the ice products, all the moon products, and then I'll go through, of course, the minerals, and then planetary materials only for anything that would involve building a field block. I don't care about anything else. And of course, I don't deal with, my apologies, but I don't deal with anything that isn't found on a moon around where I am. So no neodymium, no technetium. Forget it. I'm just not going to do it. Sorry, just not interested. Celestes is great though. Check out Celestes if you want the information on that, you know. But I trust the way I do things, and I feel I can ferret out the market manipulation. Okay, so all that's dealt with. I go through, plug it all in here, and I usually reserve the space for where's the best prices, like Dodixie or, you know, Lamar or stuff like that. But you just haven't bothered for quite a while, like a really long time. Here, this is when but yeah. Yeah, Dodixie, liquid ozone. Okay, anyways, so I plug it all in, and the prices have not really varied radically, but it is nice to see things growing in price for the base minerals. Base minerals as in all the minerals except morphite. I don't really care about morphite. So megasite, I don't consider any of this different. The value is such that it's player based, and I don't consider anything really to be, I'm not going to call these differently. These are just what I consider the base minerals. So this is interesting that they're similar in price, and they've been kind of similar in price for a while until that stupid nerf happened. It was pretty neat to see it in the past, how close pyrite and titanium were, but now they're really close, and it's really exciting to see. I would love to see that to be more, though. That would be great. But sorry, I'm wool gathering. So as you can see, it's Mexilon is going up, Isogen's going up, But Mexilon's a nice little jump there. Noxium, tiny jump, but not really much. It's kind of staying the same. Zydrine, really huge, and that's awesome for the Gneiss. Megasite, pretty good for Megasite. Not really caring too much now. Never did. But yeah, I'd like to see Zydrine and Noxium go up in price. Want that Noxium to go up more in price. But yeah, I'm happy with the Gneiss. I was in high sec, that was great. And when I loved low sec. And there's nice anomalies in low sec, which is awesome. Love those back in the day. Alright, I don't really concentrate much on the atmospherics anymore. It was nice to get a feel for the R64s, R32s, R16s in the past, because my old alliance had control of a lot of low sec, and we were able to mine all that, so I kept a close eye. So I'm not really interested in that. I'm sure you guys aren't either. The coolant is interesting that it's going down in price. Yeah, but normally they don't vary a lot in prices actually. Now the heavy water, that's interesting. It's gone down. Liquid ozone, wow, went up. Helium isotopes, that's going up too. Nice. Straunt, it's going up a bit, but not much. So how I do it is since January of 2019, I've fiddled with stuff, and I had a lot of errors. My apologies for those in the past who are using it, but I've weeded out most of the errors of this. You're most welcome to check the spreadsheet, and if you see any errors, I had Ytterbite listed as titanium for a long time. Like, I just recently fixed that problem. I was like, uh-oh, and I thought it was titanium, but it's actually pyrite. There's no titanium in Ytterbite. I was like, what? So, those kind of errors. But I've hopefully weeded them all out. I keep track of the Jaspit because I love Jaspit. Unfortunately, I have terrible news. Low sec regenerates every 20 days. And high sec regenerates every 2 days. Well, if you leave it alone, but it's pretty much, if you leave it alone for 2 days, it's pretty much almost guaranteed to be 100%. Yeah, I'll test null sec too, and of course I'll confirm it on Tranquility that low sec is 20 days, the same as Singularity. But yeah, I've tested it to death. Yeah, I'll continue testing. All right, the Thalassonite, that's the ores that are found in the EC after you kill it. If you stay on grid, it'll stay there. So help yourself. Canovin, did I say that right? Racovine, whatever. That's, I believe, minor conduits, and I don't know where that's found. Hazard's a guess. It's definitely in a trig invasion area. Not sure about the whole. I'm not really sure how it fits in with the whole new invasions thing. So I don't know. Helium fuel blocks. The profit used to be pretty good in the past. I haven't done my cost. It's highly dependent on system index, so do be careful. You could incur a lot of cost. But yeah, profit margin for selling the helium blocks over selling just pure ingredients, it's pretty good. All right. There's a lot of change. There was a lot of change that happened. Let's bring it up. Yeah. Oops. How are we doing here? Doing that right? Yeah, okay, good. Alright, so the high-end stuff, of course, hardly ever changes. What I found really interesting was that, as you can see right now, Brilliant Gneiss, really nice. Spodumain, it's kind of funny because look, Spodumain's price never changed, right? Hardly, right? So Spodumain hasn't changed, but yeah, Gneiss went from pretty shitty to shooting way past Spodumain. It was awesome. And the interesting thing I found that what's changed recently is Clear Icicle Compressed is actually decent to sell at it's the it's the worst for hauling though. It's just not worth it for you to haul compressed. So it's just not. It's just the compression rate is horrible. As you can see, if you want, there was a commenter who said, "Oh, I need zydrine. I gotta go to low sec." But in actual fact, if you look at the zydrine amounts, say for instance, basic jaspit, and for 2,000 cubic meters, I went by what it would take to how do I put it this right? I took the units to reprocess base like 100 and just said, okay, I'll have 10 times that, and that's what I'll use for my calculations. So I did. And you just divide the zydrine by the volume, and you'll get the amount of units you'll get per meter 3 mining, right? And this is comparable. So if you want zydrine, mine NECs right here. The profit margins are pretty much the same as what you get if you went to low set and mined Hegbodite, and without the danger of PvP. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Really liking jaspit, of course. Unfortunately, I'm not liking the fact I discovered it takes 20 days to regenerate fully. Yeah, and I'm not doing high sec anomalies. That's just ridiculous. That's not profitable at all. Sorry, where was I? Right. There was a lot of movement, actually, a lot of positive movement that I really liked. Upwards. Veldspar has dropped. As you can see, it's dropped by 10%, but the thing is, a lot of stuff has moved above it in value, which makes intelligent mining attractive again. You just, oh, well, I'll just go mine Veldspar, right, for profit. But now you're like, oh, okay, all right, I can actually go out and really think about what I'm mining. Like, Glare Crust isn't that great anymore, which is, oh, let's see, when was it really good? It was a while since it was really good. Like, people were mining like back here. It's like crazy. Yeah, but now it's dropped, thank God. Clear Icicle, it's interesting. This used to be more valuable, but it's always, historically, it's always hovered about this value, 200. It always has. It's just been a staple. But yeah, I'm really liking the movement. I hope it continues. That is really awesome. And yeah, I think it covered about everything, and of course, zeolites and vitamins. Somebody tries to sell you one of these, just, yeah, you just know. The only way you'd want to take a high-sec moon anymore is if you had the possibility of a sylvite and a coesite moon. If you had a sylvite and coesite moon, and somebody offers it to you, and you're interested in high-sec moon mining still, absolutely snap it up. Sylvite and coesite in high quantities, absolutely take it. The chances of you getting a glistening is, when you've got two types, I think, I'm not sure if you get a jackpot you get both as glistening, but probably just one, I'm not sure. But the more you have, the more chances you've got. I'm not sure. I'm not really interested in finding out. Bores the hell out of me now. I never liked moon mining. It was ridiculous. Especially in high-sec. It's, what? You're printing ISK. Okay, so, yeah, if you would do that, coesite and sylvite, you would get 250. So 250 would be pretty good. You're just hovering between it's funny because you're spending all this time on your moon, right? We just go out and mine Veldspar and belts for better income. It's like, seriously. Well, of course, it would be like 50% less because you're mostly mining basic, but there are places that have a lot of dense Veldspar per belt in high-sec. Check it out. You'd be surprised. There are some systems with every belt has tons of dense Veldspar. And remember, that does not, well, you might not know, but generation for an asteroid belt, it holds the same composition and the same disposition all across Eve. It won't change ever. You can have a bookmark to a dense Veldspar or whatever have you, and it will be that way since release. So yeah, do some research. There are systems that aren't visited by emerging conduits. It does happen. You can find a noob-friendly system where you can mine a lot of dense Veldspar and make a lot of money. And it's smart if you just compress that Veldspar and sell it straight to market. Not reprocess anything. And in fact, the raw processing of Veldspar and Spodumain is horrible compared to most everything else. Of course, ice is terrible, but that's, neither here nor there. So the best, of course, is Jaspit, and I adore Jaspit, and I'm surprised. Yeah, there's a lot of salt over that one right now because of the ore regeneration low. It just blows my freaking mind, and I swear to God, there's be a lot of salt if I find out null-sec has got really good regeneration. It would just tear the hell out of me. It's just, yeah, I have no love for null-sec. I tried it for a year. It's just as nomadic as worm space. Anyways, I don't want to get into that. Anyways, yeah, that's it.